So 5 years ago, I was driving by on the highway and saw this dealership. Decided to stop in, see what they had. I was remembering the days that Dad had his Harley and was taking me for rides on it.
So once I got the bike, I called my mother. I said, "Mom, Dad's looking down on me saying, 'You son of a bitch.'" She said, "Why?" I said, "Because I bought a Harley." She's saying, "Oh, no. He's saying, 'You lucky son of a bitch.'" A.D. Farrow is actually the oldest Harley dealership in the country.
Alright, so this is Jeff, sales manager here at A.D. Farrow. 5 years ago is when I ended up buying a bike. He talked me into it, put me in debt, and I love him for it. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
So after leaving the dealership, I headed down to Sunbury to the Ohio Fallen Heroes Memorial. It's the only memorial in Ohio that recognizes all of the Ohio servicemen and women that were killed in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Got a couple friends whose sons, both Marines, are memorialized here, Hoffman and Kimball. And every year the Fallen Heroes Memorial does an event, and all the community comes out to recognize all the Ohio service members that were killed in action. It's a nice gathering.
After leaving the memorial, I decided to head up to Mansfield, Ohio, where I'd seen that they were having an event for the 20th anniversary of the making of the movie The Shawshank Redemption. Now, I'm from Maine, and the movie itself is based on a prison in Maine. So all this time I actually thought most of it was filmed up in Maine. When come to find out, most of it was filmed here in Ohio. I should have known better since Stephen King was the author of the book, and most of everything he does is based in Maine. So, took some back roads, decided to go up and check out what the event was all about. If you've seen the movie The Shawshank Redemption, then the building itself is very recognizable. My first thought was just how enormous the building actually is. My second thought as I started looking around was just really how beautiful the architecture was. Almost castle-like. Really forget that it was built as a boys' reformatory school back in the early 1800s. But as soon as you step inside, that beauty disappears, and the reality that this building eventually became a maximum security prison for thousands of inmates hits you pretty quick. They've had several movies that were filmed here. Two of the most recognizable are Air Force One and The Shawshank Redemption. If you're a fan of The Shawshank Redemption, then you should definitely do a tour. You'll certainly recognize a lot of the scenes from the movie. This was the warden's office. There was a bunch of scenes that were filmed in here. Even up on the wall they had his original safe that he would keep his cooked books in that Andy would fix for him. Some of the scenes were filmed off location, like when Brooks is feeding the pigeons, so I decided to head over that way.
Well, this is where Brooks sat from the movie Shawshank Redemption. One of my favorite movies. Just by chance, I watched it this week and ended up reading something that is the 20th anniversary of the making of the movie. So they have a special going on where all these people are running around town here in Mansfield, Ohio, to locate all the spots that they did the filming. And this is where Brooks sat to feed the pigeons. I'd feed some pigeons if there were pigeons here.
So after sitting around and waiting for some pigeons to show up, which they never did, I had to get back on the road and head home. I had a lot of packing to do if I wanted to take off early in the morning. So it's 6 a.m. in the morning, getting ready to take off on the 2013 Maniac, Maine road trip. Spent several hours packing, getting everything ready. You might be able to tell that this is not an official bike bag. The one that I had actually planned on borrowing, my buddy didn't realize how long I was taking a trip for, and he had actually had a trip planned himself. So adapt and overcome, and found this at the house and decided to pack it up. The good thing is that it holds a lot of stuff. The bad thing is it's just very difficult to balance on the bike. So we'll see how long it lasts. I got it tied down pretty well, but let's get this show on the road.
Just getting started this morning. It's a little cooler than I thought, and decided that I'd stop over and get some air in the car because it was a bit low. Tires are low, so gotta get it done and be on the road in 5 minutes.
Yourself a soundtrack to a story that's boring and all wrong. So I'll watch you fall apart as I sing this song. So look at you now, you don't talk so loud. Your eyelashes have all run out from making them wishes and pulling them out. Screaming so loud, why won't you save me? Just save me tonight. I'm on your side, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. Save me.
Every little town has a little secret place. Well, this is one's mine. Beerman's restaurant. Out in the middle of nowhere. Not much to look at, but the food is just amazing. Good stuff. So I'm going to take a quick stop, warm the hands up. It's actually really cold this morning. And get something warm to eat and then hit the road again.
I picture you trying to attack me. You make me laugh. You're slurring your words, making up yourself a soundtrack to a story that's boring and all wrong. So I'll watch you fall apart as I sing this song. So look at you now, you don't talk so
Yeah, my gal and I, we're taking a ride.
run out from making them wishes and pulling them out. Screaming so loud, why won't you save me? Just save me tonight.
So after riding around for a while, I realized that there was a terrible smell in the air. I look ahead and I end up following a garbage truck. About 10-15 minutes later, guess what? A second garbage truck. This one I was lucky enough, I had to get around pretty quick. Now once I got past them, I thought I was the man. But 5 minutes later,
I'm sorry for wasting your precious time. Look at you now, you don't talk so loud. Your eyelashes have all run out from making them wishes and pulling them out.
I'm going to dedicate this stop to my McDonald's buddy Fred, who is a advocate for trains. They were supposed to stop at Scranton, but won't be able to make it. It's supposed to be a beautiful place. Steamboat, museum. So we'll do it another time. But this photo op is for Fred.
so just over the Ohio border in Pennsylvania is McConnell's Mill and Covered Bridge. It dates back to 1868. The roads in the area are just amazing, and the views are just as amazing. Now, a road trip wouldn't be the same without a little bit of rain.
Now, I grew up on the East Coast most of my life, and I've seen a lot of lighthouses along the coast, along the shoreline, and in the inlets. But this has to be the first one I've seen that's built on a river. I'm not quite sure if it's used or if it lights up, but the Sherman Lighthouse. They've done a really great job on it. I'm not sure if it's actually a working lighthouse, but it's pretty. Okay, you're going to have to be very quiet. We're out in the country, so there's a lot of wildlife. I actually think I saw a bear. So, it's like the wild kingdom here. Alright, so, see behind me, about 666. Hell is just over to the right over there. We're going to try to stop in Allegheny National Forest, see if there's a campground, and pitch a tent for the night. Start off in the morning early and make it out to Rhode Island by 5 o'clock tomorrow. We're a little behind schedule, but it's been a good day of riding. Supposed to be a campground around here. I didn't find a campground. It's getting late, the roads are wet, it's getting dark. So I'm gonna park the bike, throw the tent up, and then take off in the morning. One bad thing is I forgot mosquito repellent, so I'm along a stream here, so I'm gonna be bit up for sure, I can tell.